Most people believe the healthiest foods always come with a high price tag. Extra virgin olive oil is praised for its heart-friendly fats. Salmon is celebrated for its protein and omega-3s. But what if one of the most impressive additions to a healthy diet could be grown at home with almost no space, very little effort, and just a few minutes of care each day? The surprising answer isn't hidden in an exotic rainforest or an expensive specialty store. It's growing quietly in thousands of homes, yet most people walk past it without realizing its true potential. One of the biggest misconceptions about nutrition is that bigger plants must be healthier than smaller ones. In reality, some of the youngest plants contain remarkable concentrations of vitamins, minerals, and protective compounds during their earliest stages of growth. This doesn't mean they're magical or replace every healthy food, but it does explain why scientists and home gardeners have become increasingly interested in them over the past decade. These tiny plants are called microgreens. They are young vegetable and herb seedlings harvested shortly after developing their first true leaves. Unlike sprouts, which are eaten with their roots and seeds, microgreens grow above the soil and begin photosynthesis before they're harvested. During this brief stage, the plant is growing rapidly, storing energy and developing many of the nutrients it needs for future growth. What makes microgreens so fascinating is their incredible diversity. A single tray can hold broccoli, kale, cabbage, mustard, radish, sunflower, pea shoots, basil, cilantro, or dozens of other varieties. Each one offers its own flavor, texture, and nutritional profile. Some taste sweet and delicate. Others are peppery, spicy, or slightly nutty. Together, they transform ordinary meals into colorful dishes packed with freshness. Researchers have discovered that many microgreens contain impressive levels of vitamins C, E, and K, along with antioxidants, carotenoids, and beneficial plant compounds. Because these plants are harvested while still very young, many nutrients remain highly concentrated within their tender leaves. That's one reason nutrition experts continue exploring their potential as part of a balanced diet. Still, it's important to separate excitement from exaggeration. Microgreens do not replace foods like olive oil or salmon. Extra virgin olive oil remains one of the richest sources of healthy monounsaturated fats and natural polyphenol. Salmon continues to provide valuable protein and omega-3 fatty acids that plants simply cannot match. Instead, microgreens complement these foods, adding another layer of vitamins, minerals, and natural antioxidants to everyday meals. Perhaps the biggest surprise isn't their nutritional value, it's how incredibly simple they are to grow. You don't need a backyard, expensive tools, or years of gardening experience. In fact, many people harvest their very first crop inside a small apartment, using nothing more than a shallow tray, quality seeds, water, and a bright window. And that's where the story becomes even more interesting. Because once you see how these tiny plants grow from dry seeds into a living carpet of vibrant green leaves, you'll understand why so many people never stop after their first harvest. In the next part, you'll discover exactly how to grow them successfully, avoid the most common mistakes, and learn which varieties deliver the best flavor and the biggest rewards. Now comes the part that surprises most beginners. Growing microgreens looks almost too simple to work, yet that's exactly why they've become so popular with gardeners, apartment dwellers, and even professional chefs. Unlike many crops that demand months of patience, microgreens reward you in as little as 1 or 2 weeks, turning a handful of seeds into a fresh harvest with only a few minutes of care each day. Everything starts with a shallow tray filled with a clean growing medium. The seeds are spread evenly across the surface, close together but not piled on top of one another. After a gentle watering, they're covered for the first few days to create the warm, humid conditions that encourage quick germination. Soon, tiny white roots begin anchoring themselves, followed by slender green shoots reaching toward the light. Once the first leaves appear, the cover is removed and the tray is placed near a bright window or under a simple grow light. From that point on, the routine couldn't be easier. Check the moisture once a day, add water when needed, and make sure there's good airflow. That's why many people call them a 5-minute plant. The daily care takes only moments, but the results are surprisingly satisfying. One common mistake is giving them too much water. While the roots need consistent moisture, overly wet conditions can encourage mold and weak growth. Another mistake is waiting too long to harvest. Microgreens are at their best when the first true leaves have fully opened. At that stage, they're tender, flavorful, and ready to become part of almost any meal. Harvesting is simple. Using clean scissors, cut the stems just above the growing medium. Within minutes, they're ready to rinse gently and enjoy. Their fresh flavor makes them perfect for salads, sandwiches, wraps, soups, omelets, smoothies, and grain bowls. Even a small handful can add color, texture, and freshness without changing the entire recipe. Each variety offers a different experience. Radish microgreens deliver a peppery kick. Pea shoots taste naturally sweet and crisp. Sunflower microgreens are rich, nutty, and satisfying. Broccoli microgreens have gained particular attention because researchers continue studying their naturally occurring compounds and their role in a healthy diet. Trying different varieties quickly becomes part of the fun. This brings us back to the comparison that caught your attention. Microgreens don't replace olive oil or salmon, because each food provides unique nutrients that the others cannot. Olive oil offers healthy fats. Salmon provides protein and omega-3 fatty acids. Microgreens contribute concentrated vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and plant compounds. Together, they create a more complete and balanced way of eating rather than competing with one another. Perhaps the greatest reward isn't measured by nutrition alone. It's the simple satisfaction of harvesting something fresh that you grew yourself. In a world where food often travels thousands of miles before reaching your plate, picking vibrant greens from a tray on your own windowsill feels surprisingly rewarding. A few minutes each day can produce weeks of fresh harvests, proving that some of nature's greatest treasures don't require a large garden. Just curiosity, a handful of seeds, and the willingness to grow something extraordinary.